talking about earlier, talking about City, you said so how to break down a team. Is it for you guys a rivalry now? Because I was away in Ibiza, yeah, and I was still annoyed. I was still like, how dare
Calvin Harris couldn't quite forget about it.
Couldn't. And obviously everyone there was obviously coming up to me like, oh, the City game, and then you see the Haaland, everything, saying to Marcelo Skelly, who are you? I know it's been done to death, but it's been done to death. The whole conversation's online. The who are you? The humble yourself. The everything. The throwing the ball, Gabriel. But it does build for a rivalry. Do you feel like it is building that way? I kind of like it, but I actually just want to punch up City players.
Look, the thing with the rivalries, I mean, I know that I think everyone here is slightly younger than me, but the rivalries that I grew up on, the Arsenal rivalries anyway, and then the ones that developed, they weren't just rivalries on the pitch. They weren't just rivalries in terms of numbers. They weren't just rivalries in terms of trophies. They were rivalries off the pitch. They were rivalries with fan bases. They were rivalries between players. They were rivalries between managers. They were rivalries for who's going for the golden boot. They were rivalries all across the board, right? And I think ultimately now, I was saying this on a pod that I did with James, once you see the City players all queuing up after the match to drop interviews quicker than AFTV fan cams.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's when you know that suddenly.
It's a good line.
That's when you know suddenly that this is developing off the pitch, and all of this talk about
dark arts,
not just dark arts, but all of this talk about the sort of false humility that they used to show before, when they were saying, no, they are our equals, we have to be very serious to beat them. That false humility for me was indicative of it not being a rivalry.
Facts.
That was them being so self-confident.
That's
City at Arsenal.
Yeah,
not
that's when they were lowbroing us. Oh, we need to take Arsenal seriously. Oh, Pep. Yeah. When all the comments Pep would make, oh, Arsenal are good. Nah, man, that's when they lowbroed us, and they want us to be like Liverpool, and we take that as a trophy. That you think we play good football? Yeah, no. Come on, stop that rubbish.
I think rivalry, I mean, look.
It's therefore a rivalry.
I feel like we have some weird rivalry with West Ham purely because of the Declan Rice signing. Like I think you can have this sort of like tensions between clubs for lots of reasons. I don't think Arsenal need to have won their own 4 Premier League trophies, or even just one, for it to necessarily be a rivalry. I think it can be a rivalry simply because of the tension and I like the word needle that Jamie Carragher used. There is that in the game.
Spikiness.
What I do think though about, you can play down the rivalry with City because there was a lot of, I agree, there was a lot of we respect you, we respect you. And I agree, it doesn't build for the tensions that you probably want in title races. But the things that Liverpool did though were win a Champions League before City did, and then they went and hit 99 points, and then they went when they won the title, and then they went and won a Carabao and an FA Cup. People forget they're en route to doing that. They beat City 3-2 at Wembley to do that in the semi-final. Yeah. So they had just, yes, they didn't rack up all the Premier League titles that City did, but they did come away with a lot from it. So people look back. Will look back at that rivalry as one in which Liverpool, who are a great side, claimed their fair share of honours.
It's not foul.
So yeah, this is why I've been disappointed with us even not doing better in FA and Carabao Cups before. Yeah. So this season, the pressure on Arsenal isn't, yes, we want to win the league, but you've got to come away with silverware.
Good pass.
Yes! Come on, Gabby!
What a cross! What a pass from Timber! What a cross from Timber! I agree with what you were saying though, James. I mean, like, people want to get drawn too much into actually no, let's focus.
How are we getting straight into conversation after going 1-0 up?
Martinelli redeemed himself.
Yeah, redemption.
Number 12 to number 11. Come on.
That was lovely from Timber. That was lovely.
Martinelli did this away at Sevilla last year, and I think I did the exact same thing in the watch along. He missed a good chance against Sevilla, and I just thought he's going to score, because there's something about Martinelli. It's not about his ability to put it in the back of the net. Is he going to get chances?
Good finish.
That is a good finish. It's slightly behind him. Sorry.
Good finish. It's good ball. First time.
It's a good ball as well.
That's what gets the keeper off guard. First time.
Bottom.
Slightly behind him. Very nice.
Done well.
Very nice. Does he connect the way he wants to?
Nice.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I think it's a guided one. It's a let me just...
Come on.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Get them GNA up, bro.
You're being generous, but I'll take it. I think when he said it's a guided one, I think he's shot it. He's wanted to go in that direction, but he didn't hit it clean, but it's a goal.
He needed that goal. He needs that goal, man, for his confidence.
He does. Back to the rivalry talk though, just quickly.
I respected what James was saying, because I mean, it's true. The rivalries in the past, you think Fergie v Wenger, you think Mourinho versus Wenger, all of these, it was animosity backed by both teams taking something off of each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you would probably stop short of the Arsenal. There's something developing, but I think until we win something, you can't really be talking. Oh yeah, we have rattled them, but let's win something first.
For sure.
That's what I want to rattle them actually on paper. Let's actually take something from them.
Absolutely. But I mean, I always thought that with this rivalry, the last thing to go would be go on. I always thought the last thing to go would be the way that the managers speak about each other and address each other. Right now, I'm looking at Arteta's interviews where he's asked things like, "Are Manchester City the best team in the world?" for example, and I'm looking at his responses to that this season when compared to last season. I'm looking at the way that people are talking about the reaction, and he's saying, I know things about Manchester City. I've been there for 4 years.
Yeah,
that was wow.
I'm looking at Arteta saying, I'd much rather not have. Go on, you're in behind.
Saying he's ready to testify.
But that,
for the 150.
I don't think he was going there. But I'm going to come on to that. I'm going to come on to
The
that.
tweets were killing me.
I call Mick Arteta to the stand.
I'm ready to reveal all.
Man's gone informant.
Yeah, but then that's what that journal
Exactly.
used to get in Pep's
Exactly,
head.
and then you look at Arteta.
Pep was rattled.
Arteta expressly saying, "I would much rather they react this way than giving us pats on the back, telling us that we're good because that means we're doing something right."
Exactly.
So that the managers have gone because Pep immediately comes back and having been led on by a journalist who can't quote Arteta verbatim, fair enough, says, "Well, Mikel needs to be clearer then."
Yeah.
Well, is he talking about the 115? And that for me is suddenly, I reckon the game after the Emirates, regardless of the result, in Lee Judge's words, I'm gonna say this now.
Yeah.
I reckon that's when the managers completely go after that Emirates game. I think I honestly think that it's getting to that point now.
Well, can I add a couple of things to this?
Yeah, go
Firstly, I watched Arteta's press conference and he was just batting off so many questions about mainly injuries, but also that City game still, right? And you can tell he's bored of it.
Yeah.
But one of the things he said was like, look, it's just sport. It's not going to affect my personal relationship. I think that is the right thing to say, and that's good conversation. But I think it will.
But do you remember the question after that? They said,
oh, well done, Trossard, man. He's such a baller.
Arteta said, well, look, he's beaten us so many times and it hasn't affected it. What do you think it's going to take? And then the journo goes, yeah, but what if you do him?
Mate,
wow.
I actually missed that bit, but right?
That's what you know.
I don't think Guardiola. Listen, I have no idea what they're like personally with one another and how tight they are, or whatever. But I think there's going to come a point where it does actually. It's like, well, no, actually, I want the trophies. I want my name to be remembered for what I've achieved, and I'll make other friends.
But also,
It's going from little bro.
There'll be a little bit of that.
Yeah, the eye to eye. But
Arteta's
also,
playing it well.
But also, guys, the managers don't, dictate whether it's a rivalry or not. In my opinion, listen, Ange and Mikel Arteta don't hate each other, but I still hate Tottenham. Let's be real. Like, it's not about just the managers. I think the players they've got a rivalry there. It's like the commentator said, it's
all
spiky.
these comments that Man City players are making, I was disappointed with that, man.
Bro, I couldn't. But some of the
Akanji, Bernardo Silva. It's like, wow. Okay.
I was on
John
DR.
Stones.
I was on DR preview. I said this. I have no problem with the comments from City players because I can understand it comes from a place of frustration because they didn't beat us, and that's great. That's what we want. What I couldn't stand was the punditry throughout the week and the analysis of Arsenal's performance. I thought it was some of the most disingenuous.
And why are people putting all this dark art stuff on Arsenal? Like, team's been doing this to us for years.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, the right. Like, I think the rivalry is definitely becoming a real thing.
Go on.
It's got to be. It's the same chance. It is hit the target.
He did a lot better.
Yeah, he did a lot better.
Harder
it's true.
chance as well.
At least
It's
he
true.
tested the keeper.
I also felt that Arteta's comments about I was there 4 years, I thought it was really clear what he was saying. I mean, I might be wrong. I interpreted it as, with all the criticism about the dark arts, he was saying, but I know how they work.
I actually thought he was saying, I know that what they try and do to gain competitive advantage is to start this discourse about things like the dark arts, and they're on instruction coming out publicly, so it applies pressure back on the team.
I don't think
You guys are a lot more woke.
No, he
than I
wasn't.
am.
But this is what I mean about it's so
You're a
subject
lot
to
more woke than
interpretation.
I am. I just thought I read it as okay, like City do it as well. I was there for 4 years. They do the same thing.
But this is
that's
so
how I
subject.
took it.
They're just angry because
Hey,
someone's doing it to
Calafiori,
them.
look at this
What a
guy.
touch.
Lovely. Offside.
But yeah, listen, in full, I do think it's becoming a bit of a rivalry. Like I said, it doesn't have to be just the managers. I think the players, like you mentioned, Sheree, that home game, Gabriel, there's gonna be some aggression.
Because that's what you're looking at early February.
Yes.
So the table has started to take shape.
And
things are heating up.
exactly. It'll be a big one.
Refresh my memory. But when Liverpool and their title tussles with City, how much positive comments did Man City players make about Liverpool?
Oh,
none.
I'm trying to think.
I can't remember any of them coming out and saying, man, we love playing against Liverpool. Great. I never heard that.
No,
why
not that.
now?
But it wasn't I never saw that theirs as a.
But why
as a rivalry.
why are you now trying to reference Liverpool saying, yeah, when Liverpool played us, they would come, they'll play.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say that when you were in the title race?
Let me give that quote. So that's from Bernardo Silva. Says the difference between the rivalry with
good ball.
Arsenal
Unlucky.
and Liverpool. Maybe it's that Liverpool have already won a Premier League and Arsenal haven't. That Liverpool have won a Champions League and Arsenal haven't, and that Liverpool away face us with the intention of winning the game.
Shut up.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I don't think it seemed like a rivalry anyway.
But also, that might be
we had
true.
10
They Liverpool. Okay, I was really impressed with our first half. I think we were playing to win that game.
Facts.
But Liverpool probably did play to attack more and probably did play more to win than we did. Yeah, they probably gave more going forward than we wanted to in those games. That's great. They still never won.
Yeah.
It's
Nice,
all well and
Trossard.
good. It's all well and good saying this, yeah.
Well
it all
done.
sounds nice on paper. They never won there in
Exactly.
a title race when they were going head to head. They never won there. What they did, and I've got to give Liverpool credit for this, they beat them 2-1 away in the Champions League, having slapped them 3-0 at Anfield, and that's when they left a real message. But in the Premier League, in a title race, they never won there. No. So, I mean, cool. Like, even if you have it your way, what's your point?
Yeah.
What's your point? Like, you couldn't beat Liverpool in that situation. They played that way, and you didn't beat us in the last two attempts where we played a slightly different way. I find it just such a...
It's so nonsensical. Like, I remember... Do you remember the Inter
Liverpool
Milan...
did other things brilliantly, but... sorry, carry on.
Do you remember the Inter Milan Barcelona, like when Mourinho was managing Inter and Pep was managing Barca? After the game, when they knocked them out, you saw all of the Xavis, Iniestas. Yeah, they come to a ground, they don't play football, they don't do this, they don't... It's like, why are you expecting the team to come and play the way you want them to play at your ground?
It's this notion of being like the holier than thou arbiter of how football should be played, right? And there are so many people that want to tell other people how to play football.
Exactly.
Now let's reverse the roles. Let's say we've gone down to 10 men and we still try and play expansive football and stick to our philosophy, and we concede 4 or 5. I guarantee you, all of those same pundits would have said Arsenal are naive.
Yeah.
Arsenal haven't learnt.
Exactly.
They're not credible title challengers because they don't have that metal. They don't have that steel. You can't win. You cannot win, and that's why Arteta's response in this post-match presser was perfect. It was.
Did you see
There's
it?
one opinion here, there's one opinion there. You can see what's happening, and that's why I don't get involved.
But do you not hear him say about it's like it me going outside in England with
In
my shorts and t-shirt?
And what's going to happen tomorrow?
Wait,
You're going
what?
to be sick.
It's the best comment.
Say that again?
So he says, people moan about the way we played and whatnot to get the result. But he was like, it's like me going out in England in a shorts and t-shirt when it's pouring down with rain, and then being like, yeah, okay, it might look good, but then the next day I'm going to be sick. It's like I was just like, I thought
Nice,
it was brilliant.
well
If you
said.
haven't seen that, it's so funny when the way he breaks it down.
It's disappointing.
I did like that for him as well. Yeah, it's disappointing the response from like pundits and stuff and people trying to want us to play away to lose a game. Basically, it's stupid.
Like, I
don't care anymore. I
saw
don't care
Roy
anymore. Let them
Keane.
talk.
I saw Roy Keane making comments. I'm like, bro, you were part of Man United sides that were happy to come to Highbury, happy to come even to the Emirates and play like dog poo,
Yeah.
and then just get us on the counter all the time.
Yeah.